Hello there. It's been many moons since I have been on here to narrate and record a video of something that I've created, but I decided that today was the day, and this lovely little vintage postcard semi-mini Easter journal is going to be listed in my Etsy shop, and I thought it was a good opportunity to come on here and try my hand once again at recording videos. I get so confounded and clumped at times trying to record these videos that I gave up for a while. You're going to hear my dear Otis, who some of you may remember from years gone past when I was on here regularly recording. He's 10 years old now. He just turned 10 this month. But anyway, without any further ado, I will share a flip through of this Easter postcard journal with you. It's going to come with this free little package of bits and pieces, some lace and a little doily there and other fun items. Some are similar duplicates of what's in the journal, and other things are not included in the journal and are for you to create with, add to the journal, or do whatever it is that you like. I try to leave places in the journal to actually journal on, and sorry if the whole entire thing is not going to be in view. I'm not a regular YouTuber, and so I don't really have the best setup, but we're going to make the best of it. And I know you're a gracious crowd, so you will forgive me. This is a semi-open spine. I had to make some adjustments, having never done one before, but I'm pleased with the way it came out. As I said, this is a vintage postcard on the front. The back of it is a digitalized copy that I printed off of the actual back of the postcard. You can kind of see where it's embossed from the front, but I wanted to use the entire original postcard for the front, so I went ahead and made a duplicate of the back of it. And on the inside, you'll find lots of layers of pretty lace. I personally like the tails of the thread here and there. If you don't like that, if that's not your thing, you can remove them, whatever works for you. But I love all the layers. There's some very old, brittle, old receipt type, vintage, probably antique, more like paper. This first page here is from one of those magazines. I can't remember what it's called. Not Daphne's Diary, but the other one where you get lots of papers mixed in with it. And on the back of that is a little bit of embossing scrap. And this is some of that old, a lot of times in Asia or Hawaii, you can get those photo albums that have that really natural kind of paper that you stick or glue your image on. This is a part of an envelope right here that I've used for a tucked spot with some pretty little laces on the edge of it there. This is just a little bits and pieces that I put together and have included with this. I know people like to call them clusters. When I started making them years ago, they really weren't a thing. So I started, not that I invented them, I'm not saying that at all by any stretch of the imagination, but I started calling them bits and pieces, and that way I could fake my British accent poorly. But there you have it. So this is some old kind of like that construction kindergarten paper that you would use to learn to write on, to print on. That's in there, and some vintage crepe paper that I love that I picked up at one of those thrift stores. Can't think of what they're called right now. Okay, anyway, moving on. Some vintage wrapping paper that I love, and I have very little of, so I've been using that here and there. This is a miniaturized one of those, it's the cover of one of those autograph books, you know, and it's just a cute little that I also made a copy of and attached it in here with a semi-vintage paper clip. I love those round paper clips. They remind me of when I would sit at my granny's desk and pretend like I was playing Office, and she had always had these. It is Easter, and as a Christian, Jesus is the reason for the season. So some sweet old vintage music sheet there, and a little bit of this. I think this was like probably shelf liner or something, but I have some of this left over from my days in California. This is a double tuck spot right here. Sorry, I'm trying not to bump the stand that I have my phone in, but of course it's, you know, right in the middle of where I'm trying to work here. This is a bag. I went ahead and cut the top off of it, so it actually is a tuck spot. You can see on this side. I wasn't really crazy about all the jiggity jaggedy edge of it, so I went ahead and removed that on this side. Some very nice vintage lace here. Some, what do you call that? Stencil embossing something something. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, that's the other side of that. Some pretty daffodils. This is some fussy cutting from a paper pack that I purchased, Easter paper pack. And this was part of I don't know what it was, some kind of advertising thing, and there's 3 parts to it. You'll see some more of it in here, and I don't know what it was, but it's quite old. And so I also made a photocopy of this and included it because it's just so pretty and flowery and Eastery looking to me anyway. And on this side, we have some very old ledger paper. You'll see the other part of this on the other side that I did need to reinforce somewhat with some of that amazing Dennison's mending tape. If you ever can get your hands on that, do it. It's the best stuff ever. And this is from a digital kit that I got on Etsy. I will remember who that is and put a link in. And then I just added this cute from one of those reproduction Sears catalogs, little advertisement on the back because I thought it went well with this cutie and her little bun. This is an old envelope which has a bit of a hidden tuck spot underneath there. And I wasn't sure if I was going to age this envelope. At the end of the day, I decided I really like the white contrast to the rest of the naturally aged stuff that's in here. This is some of that photo album, you know, old school photo album or scrapbook cardstock that's just so beautifully aged. I have several sheets of that. You should always look for that when you're at a thrift store or wherever, because it's great stuff and it tears so nicely and just leaves the best jagged edges and really requires minimal aging. So it has a paint chip on here that I attached for some journaling and then some other little bits and pieces. And again, some more vintage lace. And then again, this is a tuck spot up underneath here. On the other side of it, you will find another one of these. It was a 3-part advertisement that was like a tri-fold thing. And so this is the other one that I added, and it's just got some nice layering here. I love all the layering that has become so prevalent in the junk journals right now. I took several Easter postcards and miniaturized them, and I just think they are so cute. So cute. That's an oldie. So that's tucked in here as well. There is some embossed Amazon brown packing paper. Thank goodness Amazon uses that because we all love it, don't we? This is some more of the Easter paper that was from a paper pack that I got. Here we have a couple of double tuck spots that you're going to see. Each side has 2, one here and then another here. This is a calendar page that I pilfered off of one of my mom's old daily calendars that she didn't use this one too much. So I helped myself to them. And these are some more vintage miniaturized postcards. I think they're so cute. You could make tags out of these. I know RosehillPaperCottage makes these darling little miniature tags. I think that's German on the other side there. And then of course you have tuck spots on either side here. And then over in this side, you have 2 tuck spots as well. And in this one is another part of that miniaturized autograph album that I took the cover off of and reduced. And this actually opens, and you can take this little cutie off and use it for some secret journaling or secret thoughts or private thoughts or whatever. And then this is also some of that shelf liner that I just love this stuff. Just love it. So that was tucked in here. And then on the other side of this, we have some more of that Easter paper and some more embossed Amazon packing paper. This is a napkin that I got a bunch of these napkins because I was going to decoupage these plastic eggs that I purchased. I didn't like it. I did not like it at all. It just was not working out. So I thought that was very pretty, and I love the way the greens play off of each other, and I've reused this lace in several places here, so I sewed that in. And then it's got the other side of that envelope So you will see there is a little secret tuck spot up underneath there as well. This is the other side of the ledger paper. It's very fragile, very, very old. You can see 1892 here. I fussy cut some of the Easter paper, and I did reinforce this, as you can see, with some of the Denizens. You can barely see it over here. Some of the Denizens mending tape, because it is so fragile. And then the same over here. This is the other side of that, and I fussy cut some more of some pretty flowers. This is some coffee dyed paper. And on this side, you have another little miniaturized Easter postcard and the back of that, as well as another one of the digitals from that kit. I thought that the egg fussy cut and the little chick postcard and her with her pretty flowers and eggs and her little chick right there. And then the back of this has some onion skin or tracing paper and some more of that pretty lace that I just thought was so delicate and looks so nice for the back of that. And I like the way it sticks out and looks so feminine and pretty. And then this just tucks right back in there, hopefully. Here's some more of the daffodils that I used the paste on that bag. And then the other side with the washi and a mini doily, which you'll get with the free little bits and pieces that you get with this. This double tuck spot of the other side of the wallpaper just has some other bits and pieces, a little bit of embossing on that same album cardstock and some others for you to enjoy. And I love this paper. It's so pretty. Another bit of that kind of construction paper, graph paper that's pretty old, and some of the vintage crepe paper, and a cute little bun charm that I cut off the little top hole part for. On this side, you have some washi tape here to help protect it. And again, that bit of the envelope flap that I used as a tuck spot. This is a cute little mini bits and pieces journal with some of that scrapbook or photo album natural materials paper that I love the texture of, and a little bit of digitized wallpaper border. So that's that tucked in there. And then over here we have tucked in this little calendar page from one of my mom's little calendars that she kind of used as a diary. And you get one of these, I guess it's Snap or something like that. I can't remember. One of these cutie little Whitman cards in there. And then this is another little miniaturized from that center daily calendar that I used here, like this one. I fussy cut this little cutie out and just added some lace, and it's got some places to do your journaling on. And this is that diary page that I also pilfered from my mom. And so it's from Easter Sunday, 1946. And that's right in here, along with these other two wee cuties that go in there with it. You can poke your little face out. And then here's the other side of that paper, which is combined with some of that natural paper from that album that I was already describing. And then this is a lovely old seed packet. I love Sweet Alyssum. I just threw some seeds out there myself, not from this particular packet, but I just love the color of this blue and the way it blends in with the blue on the front. I almost washied this in, but I decided not to. I figured you could do that. You could washi it in here, or you could washi it in over there, wherever or you can leave it out, use it for something else, use it in another journal if you'd like, whatever your little heart desires. And inside of that, we do have another pretty journaling card. This little bit right here is from an old doll's dress, and I just have little pieces of it left, and I love the stuff. And this is a nice little embossed frame here with a pretty daffodil, so that goes in there. And then the back cover is this pretty embossed, made out of that same photo album paper. And again, you see, I didn't have to age that at all. It's just so beautifully aged. And this just most beloved little snippet right here, little shred of loveliness, is from my mom's old wedding veil cap that was just falling apart, you know, from being exposed to the elements in time. And so I have slowly started to pull it apart and use bits of it here and there. And I just love what it adds to the many layers of this back postcard. And there's the seam binding or crinkle ribbon that I used to bind the whole thing through that other vintage lace. And that, along with all these other little wee ones. My daughter and I went and spent some time in Scotland and England. So I like to say the wee ones, the wee little ones. I know, if you're out there and you're from either of those places, I apologize for my terrible, terrible accent. But I did fake an accent. I probably said this in some other video for an entire week taking ski lessons in Switzerland when I was a girl. And I couldn't wait for that week to be over. It was really hard to do that for an entire week. Anyway, that's it. This will be in my Etsy shop. I will also link the Etsy shop that I got the digitals from, and nods and kudos to Rosehill Paper Cottage for all the inspiration that she constantly provides me. I just love her style. And if you've never checked her out, do. Thanks for tuning in.